Hi there, Robert Wolf with Terra Firma Business and Financial Consultants. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to go over the 1040 tax return. Woo, exciting, I know. 1040 tax return is extremely important because everybody in the United States as a taxpayer has to file it. It is changing. They are making adjustments to it now due to the Tax Reform Act of 2018. But what I want to do is go through a couple things that won't change. But I do also want to talk about a couple things that did change. But with regards to the form, so down here on the form, if you can see line 22, at least right now, that is your combined income. So what that does is that includes line 7, which is wages. It includes ordinary dividends, taxable refunds, alimony received. Line 12 is business income and loss off the Schedule C. 13 is capital gains or loss off Schedule D. IRA distributions. Line 17 is the major one with most business owners that I see. Line 17 is rental, real estate, royalties, partnerships, S corporations, trusts, and that's all on Schedule E. Okay, so you'll get a K1 from some of those, but anyway, so that total all those up on line 22 is the total income. Okay. Then adjusted gross income would be anything from line 23, and it ends up on line 37 as a summary. So that's here down here on the bottom, line 37, adjusted gross income, AGI. Okay, so that's important. So that's the first page of it. Then you flip it to the second page. Right on the top, line 40 is what we're going to also talk about. Line 40 is itemized deductions. So one of the things that changed in the tax code was the standard deduction. So what they were trying to do is simplify the 1040 return. So a lot of the changes and adjustments that they did in the tax code and the reform was based on the 1040. There were a couple changes on business returns. Really wasn't that big of a deal. If you're an individual. If you're a business owner, a couple of them were big deals. But remember, business owners hire employees. Business owners hire taxpayers. So a lot of the incentives, tax incentives, are going to be based on a business. So, but when we're talking about a 1040, even business owners have to fill it out. And so if you were to think about it as an income funnel, so let's say we had an income funnel, and on the top we had our corporate returns or our incomes, profits or losses, whatever it is, they all flow down the income funnel. And they all summarize on the 1040. They summarize on the 1040 at the bottom on this first page here that we just talked about. And so what ends up happening is that based on that is how we can dictate on what we want to save or what we can save. So then we have deductions, and deductions basically shift income off the 1040 back up the income funnel to the top where we have our funnels. So so if you have a business, we'll talk about this on an individual basis. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that here. But then on the Schedule A, okay, so your Schedule A, you see that? I circled it. Line 9. What this is our salt tax. Salt tax? What's that? No, you're not being taxed on the amount of salt that you have on your chips or your food. Salt tax stands for state and local taxes. State and local taxes. So what you used to be able to do is the taxes that you pay to your state. So if you're in the state of California like I am, I'd pay my state taxes. You actually used to be able to itemize that right there on the on that line there. Okay, you used to be able to itemize it and write it off as a deduction. Okay, well, you can still do that, but the cap is $10,000. So if you have more than $10,000, this is going to be standardized at the cap. Now on the standardized deduction, they doubled it. So whatever the single was right around 6. Now it's 12. The married couple was 12. Now it's 24. So that's kind of gives you a quick little summary of some of the changes that occurred. When we look at this, it's important to know because the more income you have on here, the more taxes you're going to pay based on the tax bracket. So we want to make sure that when we're doing our planning and going through the processes, we have to really make sure we maintain that and look at that. So anyways, thanks for your time. Hope you have a great one.